Welcome to Narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining me. The CRT have just announced that they're going to be putting up our boat licence fees. In fairness, this has been quite a while in coming. They have announced this statement. Faced with soaring costs and the highest level of inflation in over 40 years, the Trust must address a budget shortfall to safeguard navigation. These factors will mean that boat licence fees will rise by more than the rate of inflation for the foreseeable future to continue to fund essential work to the network. The Trust is now consulting boaters on the fairest way to apply these increases. So I'm going to do this consultation now, and I'm going to make a cup of tea. In the meantime, the CRT have got a video that they would like you to watch.
The Canal and River Trust cares for more than 2,000 miles of waterway across England and Wales. These waterways and the experiences of the boaters who navigate them are at the heart of the Trust's work. By preserving a safe, navigable and attractive canal system, the Trust is also protecting the heritage of our country's waterways, supporting their biodiversity and providing access for millions who boat on, visit and live alongside its canals and rivers each year. To do its work and maintain its waterways for the benefit of boaters, wildlife and other users, the Trust raises money from a number of sources, including boat licences, government funding, investments, donations and other income streams. Income from boating makes up 20% of the Trust's annual income, with boat licence fees alone currently contributing 11% of the Trust's annual income. The Trust is now facing growing pressures on its income and costs, alongside the continuing challenge of maintaining an ageing and fragile waterway network. It is important that the Trust manages the waterway network fairly for everyone, and that boat licence fees reflect this. The Trust has launched a consultation with boaters looking into how boat licence pricing might look over the next 10 years as a contribution to supporting the long-term future of the waterway network. While the Trust does not underestimate the impact on boaters of any licence fee increase, without increasing income from all sources at a level above inflation, it will not be possible to secure a sustainable future for our waterways. These factors will mean that boat licence fees are likely to rise by more than the rate of inflation for the foreseeable future. The Trust is currently considering the fairest way to apply these increases while still generating the additional income it needs to fund essential work to the network. Specifically, the Trust is considering whether increases should apply evenly to all boats using the current boat licence fee structure, or whether it is fairer to apply higher increases to certain boats in a way that reflects the greater benefits they receive from use of the waterways or the higher costs of meeting their needs. This consultation is seeking views on proposals for how boat licence fees could be applied over the next 10 years.
Right, we're just about to delve into the consultation itself, so make yourself a cup of tea. I'll just quickly remind you how the CRT currently calculate boat licences. It's just done on the length of the boat. There is a surcharge though for wider boats, so I think they class a narrow boat as 7'1" or something, but anything wider than that, up to 10.5 foot, is a 10% surcharge, and anything wider than that is, I think, a 15% surcharge. And there's also some discounts available. There's a bunch of discounts available for how you pay, whether it's upfront or online or anything like that. But more importantly, there are discounts for electric boats, for historic boats, and boats which are not on connected waterways. So hope your tea's ready. Let's get into it. The CRT would like as many people to participate in this consultation as possible, so I'll leave a link to the registration page at the description of this video. But let's get into it. They just asked me who I am and what I do on my boat. So I'm a liveaboard continuous cruiser, and you can select a variety of these options. Again, this just helps the CRT paint a picture of who's on their network. I'm not sure how to answer this. I think I did 150 miles last year and the year before, so I think I'll do about 30 to 50 on average though.
If enough people do this consultation and complete this survey, then the CRT will be able to paint a really good picture as to the types of people that use their networks in certain areas, and that will help them cater for our needs. So I do encourage as many people to do this as possible. Right, this marks the end of the soft questions, now into the proper stuff. We're now given 3 pricing scenarios to consider, and each one has 3 options to choose from. And not to be too much of a spoiler alert, but all of them are based upon increasing the surcharge for wide beams and creating a surcharge for continuous cruisers. Well, I don't know about that last option. Everyone's going up, but the same structure applies. So I'm going to go for this first one. Continuous cruisers, no surcharge. Okay, the second scenario is about how to charge wide beams. And the final scenario is again about wide beams and those without a home mooring. Now it asks me to justify my answers, and I go to town. Here's another question about the fairness of putting a charge on continuous cruisers. This is definitely the way this whole consultation's going. Continuous cruisers and wide beams are going to get hit. So I think this is much less reasonable than the current structure. And the reasons are plentiful. Continuous cruisers are the reason why the canals are as popular and as lovely as they are. And in terms of everyone just paying a fair price for what we've got, yeah, that's reasonable. Now they're trying to get rid of the discounts for paying online. And now we can give our opinion on the discounts that the CRT give to various types of boats. So I don't think they should have a discount for electric boats, because there are more and more electric boats coming. And if you're on a disconnected waterway, yep, definitely get the discount. And if you're a historic boat, yes. And now they ask for our suggestions for how boaters and the CRT can work together. And once again, I go to town. And now a few simple agree-disagree statements. As curiosity took me, I did actually look through the CRT finances as part of this, and so when they asked me to comment, I again went to town. A few last pretty simple questions to finish with, and now let's look at these finances. It's the bit at the bottom I'm interested in.
I did find that consultation quite interesting. It's pretty clear the direction of travel is to increase the surcharge for wide beams, which, you know, is fair enough. You should probably pay for what you've got. You do occupy more surface area than other boats, so that's fine. But to introduce a surcharge for continuous cruisers, I think is well out of order. We make the network what it is. I think that's, yeah, and you know, fair enough. Inflation, what's it now, 8.8%, so they're going to put it up above inflation, so 10%. Okay, I can stomach that, but I think a surcharge for continuous cruisers is not the way to go. So I've made my feelings clear. Now, the overall finances I find quite interesting. So they say they make 20% of their overall revenue from boating, 11% just from the license. And it's 45 million quid overall. So they say they have 35,000 licenses at £850 average license fee. This boat, which is 42 foot, is 950 quid. So it's above the average, which I was surprised by. So that's 30 million quid, which means they make 15 million pounds from moorings. And this is my point. I think they're missing the bigger picture here, is that they're not capitalising enough on their real estate, in my opinion. So 15 million pounds is £5,000 average mooring. It's 3,000 moorings across the entire network. There's a pound up in Berkhamsted in Northchurch, which is a decent pound. It's near a train station. It's in the town. It's really good. No boats moor there because there's 5 inches of water. If they were to dredge it and knock in some rings, which wouldn't cost them a fortune, there you go. You got 10 moorings. Sell them all off for £5,000 a pop. That's decent money. So don't waste your time with the online registration fee and stuff. So I think, yeah, that's the bigger picture for me. I think they should make more moorings. They're also, coupled with the fact that in built-up areas like London, they're bringing in these no mooring zones because of dangerous navigation. Why don't you just alleviate the problem by making load of moorings, out round here or whatever? I can count on one hand the amount of CRT moorings, residential moorings from Uxbridge up to Berkhamsted. It's just there's none. One, I'm not saying make millions of them, but I don't know, 20 that'll do. And there's enough, there's enough around the country to do more. So I think they should put up the boat license. Yes, I still feel it's good value for money, even though there's no water points around here. It is good value for money. I'm in favour of it going up. They need to cover their costs, fine. But at the same time, make better use of the real estate they've got. That's my opinion. If you want your opinion, you have the chance to make it yourself by filling in the questionnaire. As I said, all the details are in the description of the video. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.